Okay, tonight's what's for dinner is chicken breast stuffed with a delicious cream cheese and seasoning that we're going to stuff in there. As you can see, I've already done it. I've got 2 chicken breasts here, and this is actually the filling that I put inside of the jalapeno poppers that I recently made. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen it. Make sure you're following me over there. I will have my handle down at the bottom. But it is cream cheese, shredded cheddar cheese, and then any seasoning that you like. For the jalapeno poppers, it was garlic powder, but on this one, look at that. My oven is preheated. But on this one, I did the Tony Chichero's Creole seasoning, so I thought that would be really good. So you butterfly the chicken, cut it in half, and then you put some of the filling inside, and then you fold it over. And this one looks like it has a little bit more than that one. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my hands and then wrap some bacon slices around it. So give me just a second. So I've got my bacon sitting there. We are going to wrap a slice of bacon around each one just to add a little extra. Hold in all of the flavorings. Okay, so here we go. Actually, I think I'm gonna do 2 slices. I think I have enough here. Just enough, actually. So there's no food contamination going on. I have 4 slices here. Oh, yeah. And then I need my last 2 slices. I'll wrap this one. And then this is gonna go in a, I believe I put 375-degree oven just until it's cooked through. And we personally like our bacon crispy, so it's not gonna hurt it. The longer the better. Just make sure that your chicken is cooked through. This is something I kind of made up. We loved the filling that was inside the jalapeno poppers when we made it last week. So I thought maybe we should try to do this with chicken. And so we're just kind of testing this out and see if it works out. So I will let you know how long it takes to cook this. We are also going to have some mashed cauliflower. My hands have chicken goo on it, so I don't want to touch the cauliflower, but I'm using the Green Giant box where it's already mashed up. So I'm gonna put that in the microwave once this is almost done, and then I will show you everything after. But doesn't that look good? Ooh, I can't wait. Okay, so the chicken is out of the oven, and doesn't that look delicious? This happened with the jalapeno poppers too. The filling does start oozing out, but just make sure you get that all on your plate. But if you can see, it is completely cooked through. There is no pink inside. So delicious. I can't wait to dig into this. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate this for Andy. The bacon's probably not quite as crispy as I'd like, but I think it's still gonna be good. I did put it in the broiler for just a little bit, just to kind of crisp it up a tiny bit. There's the last part. And then we've got the mashed cauliflower. Let me show you where I got this from. I did not feel like doing my own this week, and that's okay. Sometimes you can just buy it already done, which is nice. Green Giant mashed cauliflower. Get the original only. There was a bacon and cheddar one. You can put that in there yourself, guys. You don't have to do that. The carb count was extremely higher because of that, I noticed too. So on this one, it's about 5 net carbs per serving. Here is your ingredients, which it's not terrible. Every once in a while, we just want convenience, and tonight is one of those nights for me. So I cooked it per the package instructions, and I'll admit it's a little runnier. It's not quite like it when I make it myself, and that's fine though. So tonight we're just going to do what is convenient, because I've been meal prepping all day. Make sure you check that video out. And I was gonna put some butter in it, but you know what? It looks pretty good itself. So I'm gonna put a little more shredded cheese on top, because that's how I make mine. When I make my own, I actually blend the cheese inside with some sour cream and some butter and some cream cheese. So look at that. That is what's for dinner tonight. Very quick, very easy. We have got stuffed chicken breast wrapped in bacon with some cauliflower mash. Tell me that doesn't look good. Yum. Let me know if you try it. Hey guys, so tonight for dinner, what's for dinner? We are having pork fried rice. I have never made fried rice ever, so I'm kind of excited about this. This is what I got recently at the grocery store. It's rice, veggies, cauliflower medley. It's got like a little bit of peas and carrots. It's got 3 net carbs per serving, and there's 3 servings per container. So not bad. So I was like, how can I utilize this and make a meal out of it? I have some leftover pork chops. Couldn't think of the word, pork chops. So I thought I would use that. We've got some liquid aminos I want to use instead of actual soy sauce. Obviously I'll need an egg, some garlic, other seasonings as I want, but I thought I'm gonna make like a double batch. I didn't think this would be enough, but I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll pour it in there and see if it's enough. But I was like, I've never made this before. I didn't know what I need to put in it to make it. I know there's an egg that goes in, all of that good stuff. So I did a little searching on Pinterest and got some ideas, but then on the back of this, it actually gives you a recipe for cauliflower fried rice. So I'm gonna kind of go over this and see how it turns out. But the very first thing I need to do is cook my pork chops. I apologize for Ralphie. He is freaking out because there's a dog outside. But I put a little bit of bacon grease at the bottom of this skillet, this deep dish fry pan, and I'm gonna cook this pork until it is cooked all the way through. Then I'm gonna take it out, set it on a paper plate with paper towels, you know, just kind of drain off the rest of the grease, and then we'll start on the riced veggies. So I will come back once this is fully cooked and we get started on the actual fried rice. Okay, so I've got my pork cooked and I have taken it out and kind of drained it, and you can actually see there's some bits of like the leftover pork and stuff. So that's always delicious, right? So I'm putting, it says to put a tablespoon of oil in it. I'm just gonna utilize some bacon grease that I have, so it'll just give it more flavor, and it's some good fat for us. So let's see, I literally heat oil and then cook a little bit of garlic and ginger. Now, I don't have any ginger, so we're just gonna go with the garlic. And you can certainly add whatever you want. You gotta be really careful with this too, because you don't want garlic to burn, which I think I had it too hot, so it might. But it says at least cook for a minute, so until it gets fragrant. It is fragrant. Thankfully, Andy won't be able to tell if it's overcooked. All right, so then we're opening up the veggies and we're gonna start cooking it. I think I'm just gonna go with the one bag. I think this will be enough for us because there is quite a bit of pork. So basically you're just gonna cook it for 4 minutes, stirring until tender crisp. I don't know what tender crisp means. Do you? But I think I don't have it hot enough now. So we're just gonna stir this around. And I love that it's got some of the drippings from the pork. And I ended up seasoning the pork with a little bit of the liquid aminos and some salt and pepper too, just so it would kind of bring those flavors in that we're gonna be putting into the rice. And look, you can see it's kind of changing the color of the rice a little bit. So yeah, I like that. And then you wanna get the big chunks, there we go, of the cauliflower rice all cut up or broken up. So this is supposed to cook for about 4 minutes. So while that's cooking, I wanted to show you the pork. So doesn't that look delicious? You could definitely use chicken or shrimp, but it does say to have it cooked first. I actually cut a lot of this after it was cooked. I cut it into smaller bite-sized pieces. I'm terrible about like judging when I'm cooking raw meat if it's going to be too big or too small. Are you guys like that? Because I know it's gonna shrink a little bit, but I always misjudge. It's still always too big. So I cut it into smaller pieces. So this is ready to go. So let's see, I've got all of the things here. So tell me what you would be. Are you a pork fried rice, chicken fried rice, or shrimp fried rice person? Me personally, it's going to be a toss-up between pork and chicken. I don't know. I haven't really been big into shrimp lately. The last package of shrimp that I got, which you probably don't want to hear about, but it was just a little too gross, if you know what I mean, when we're deveining and stuff, and it really grossed me out. So I kind of decided that I'm not going to do that anymore. So I'm going to put this on hold while this cooks. I want to make sure we cook all the liquid out, and I will bring it back when I kind of bring everything else together. Okay, I'm back, and I think the rice is ready to go. So next we're going to add, it says a tablespoon of the liquid aminos, give or take, and then cook for about a minute. And then we're going to crack open the egg. Look at this. This actually does look like fried rice, doesn't it? Now let's see if it tastes like it. So what I've always seen is when people are making fried rice, they always put the rice off to the side, and then they crack the egg. But I think I need to beat that egg first. I didn't do that, so hold on. Okay. All right, so I beat the egg. We're gonna put it in there. I'm gonna just start cooking it, breaking it up. Oh yeah. I almost feel like it could use two, but I'm gonna stick with the one. Are we steaming up the camera? And look at that, how cool. That looks really good. I think the peas and the color of the liquid aminos is what kind of makes it look more fried ricey. But I have noticed recently with cooking cauliflower rice that you really need to season it to get rid of that cauliflower flavor. I did make the Latino dish gandules, which is arroz con gandules, which is rice with pigeon peas. We made it keto style, and if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that. And I think what did it was the fact that we had so much flavor in it. We did not notice that it was not cauliflower at all. All right, so then after that, we've got the egg cooked, and then you just re-add whatever protein that you want to put in here. You could even do tofu if you wanted, if you're into that. But it says 2 cups of it. If you're interested in the recipe for this, I mean, you can get it off of this bag, but if you want it, let me know. I'll type it in the description box. But it is pretty simple. You just follow the instructions, and I found this at Walmart. I've seen the risotto one. This was a new one, the rice veggies one, and so that was kind of neat. I'm like, I definitely need to try that. And look at the mess I'm making. But there you have it, guys. This is what's for dinner tonight. I'm going to shut off the heat, and I'll take a quick taste. And let's see. It's like I didn't add any other seasonings, like any more salt and pepper or anything, so you definitely might want to do that if you make it. But look, that looks like fried rice, doesn't it? All right, let me take a bite without burning my mouth. Wow. Wow. That is the key. Season that cauliflower rice, guys. Season it up. I can't even tell. That's what's for dinner tonight. And look, it took 5 minutes. See you on the next one. Hey guys, welcome back. So tonight's what's for dinner is pesto chicken casserole. I got this recipe from Time to Shrink. It's her online e-cookbook. I will make sure that her YouTube page is linked down below for you to see. But the first thing that it calls for is some cooked chicken. So I have cut up a couple of chicken breasts here, and then I've cooked it. I put a little bacon fat down here, salt and peppered it, and you can see it's kind of like golden brown. I kind of like a little crispiness on it. Give it a little color. You could also use some rotisserie chicken too, or shred your chicken. So just depends on what you got on hand. I'm just trying to use up everything that we have in the fridge. So now that the chicken is cooked, you're then going to want to mix up some cream cheese and some basil pesto. Now this cream cheese that I'm about to show you is going to look pretty gross, I'll be honest. This is the Sam's Club cream cheese that I bought, and I cut it into sections. It comes in one big block and not individually wrapped. You have to kind of cut it. It does kind of give you the markings of what every 8 ounces is, but I stick it in the freezer. So cream cheese does not freeze very well, especially this brand. For some reason, it's a little different, but it still tastes the same once you cook it. So I promise, even though it looks a little bit strange, it's going to still mix up and be delicious. So I had to soften it because it was in the freezer. So I'm gonna mix this up. And this recipe is so easy. Watch how fast this is. So if you already had a rotisserie chicken cut up and ready to go from meal prep, then all you had to do was mix all this together. We got the basil pesto. I gotta get my spatula out. You know me, I gotta get everything in there. I don't want anything going to waste. And here's the basil pesto that I got. I got this in one of my grocery hauls recently. It's the Simple Truth Organic. Everything in it is organic, and it actually only has 3 net carbs per serving. And there's 3.5 servings in this, and we're not even using the whole thing. So very low carb and organic ingredients. So I'm mixing this all together. So this is the first thing that you're gonna do. Just get this incorporated really well. I've got my oven, well now it is, preheating to 350 degrees. And you wouldn't think this would be as delicious as it is, but oh my gosh, it is so good. It's very hearty, very rich. This is the recipe that my mom made after I showed her a picture of it and told her how good it was, but she said she added some spinach in it. So you literally could go crazy and make things your own. And I'm actually going to be making this my own today because there were a couple ingredients I didn't have, and I'm just going to substitute it with something else that is in the fridge. And I'm sure it's going to taste just as delicious. So as you can see, the cream cheese does not look gross anymore. It did its job. It mixed up with the basil pesto. So then it says get your greased 9x13 dish out, and we're going to put this at the bottom of the pan. And honestly, I'll be honest, this kind of seems like too big of a casserole dish for this, but it's okay. We'll make it work. My other one is in the freezer with my Cuban sandwich casserole that we're gonna have another day this week. So I'm just gonna make this work. Okay, so once we get that in there, then we're going to spread this marinara sauce over it. So I am using Rao's or Rao's. How do you say it? I've heard it both ways. I guess it really doesn't matter. We all know what it is. It's the lowest carb one that we have. This is the one that I got at Sam's. It is 5 net carbs per serving, and we're not even using the whole jar. This one I actually had to put in the food processor and get it mixed very well so it had no chunks of tomatoes or anything, because guess what? Andy doesn't like chunks of tomatoes.
That's right.
Or onions or anything. He does like the flavor, but yeah, he just doesn't want that. So I blended it all up in the food processor, and there you go. We still have the flavor. Just that little extra step for the ones you love, guys. And then I poured what was left back in the jar. So now he's actually got some perfect pizza sauce if he wants to make some pizzas. Okay, so after we do that, then we're gonna top it with marinara and breadcrumbs. Now, I don't have my breadcrumbs made right now, so I'm not going to top it with it. I think that's just more for look. It kind of browns up and crisps up. It does look nice, but it's not necessary. And I did not have any mozzarella cheese. So I thought I did, and we didn't feel like going to the store to go and get it. So we are going to use cheddar cheese, and cheddar cheese is delicious. So I'm not even gonna be mad about it. So we're just gonna put this on top, and I literally had just enough cheddar cheese for this recipe. So what you do, if you did have the breadcrumb mixture, and I just put like Parmesan cheese with some pork rinds, put them in the food processor, blend it up. And I think this is a little more cheese than what it calls for, but cheese, I mean, come on, it's cheese. You blend them up and then you just put them on top. So I didn't have any of those made right now. So now we're just gonna bake this in our 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes until it's bubbly, and then we will be good to go. So once it comes out of the oven, I will show you what it looks like. But so far so good, right? Yeah. And it's pretty oily, but that is from the basil pesto because that is made with some olive oil. So that's normal. But yeah, this is very rich, very delicious, and it's what's for dinner. So I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, so I have taken the casserole, pesto chicken casserole, out of the oven. And doesn't that look delicious? So normally you would expect to see the white mozzarella cheese melted. It is very oily. Again, that's from the pesto. So if that's something that bothers you, I guess you could use a slotted spoon to dish it out. But this is what it is. So I'm gonna dish this out. And this is what's for dinner tonight. That's all I'm eating. No, I'm just kidding. But again, I think this casserole dish was just a little bit too big for what this made. It said 9 by 13 and that's what that is. But so it also recommended, it was like, hey, this is optional. You could top it with some bacon crumbles. I had a very little bit of bacon left over that I had made. I think it was last week. So I'm gonna add this and put a little Parmesan cheese on it. And this is what's for dinner tonight. So let me know down in the comments if that looks delicious or not. Let me know if you have tried it already before too. But yeah, I can't wait to dig in because I'm starving today. Hey guys, so that was my what's for dinner video this week. I hope you enjoyed those 3 recipes. If you did, let me know down below which one was your favorite one. If you're gonna try it, take a picture of it and go over on Instagram and tag me in it. I can't wait to see what you do with it. So my favorite was the pork fried rice. If you're anything like me, I like, when I find something that I really like, I wanna eat it every single day. So that's what's gonna be my lunches for the next week. So with all that being said, I hope you love this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. I got a big giveaway coming up soon when I hit 500, and I think I'm 1 away. Who's gonna be 500? Talk to you later, bye.